So before we get started, I want to get the CFTC out of the way. The last thing we need is for the alphabet soup of the federal government knocking on the door. It's important to know that I'm not a licensed financial advisor. I'm not offering any type of trading advice here. I'm just somebody that's very familiar with the products and services here at Right Line Trading. And it's important to know that there is a significant amount of risk when trading the financial markets. If you're not familiar with the risks associated with trading, please do yourself a favor. You could lose your entire trading account. Please consult with a licensed financial advisor. So I think one of the main characteristics that distinguishes Right Line Trading from our competitors is our transparency. We are on YouTube on the live stream every morning, and we're trading our system on the right edge of the chart in real time. If you have a bad day trading, there's no hiding from it. And having that transparency, listen, we've all bought indicators and trading systems that we regretted and that we wish we would have had an opportunity to see it first on a live market. And we always provide that opportunity to any of our prospective clients by doing a live stream every morning on YouTube. The members of our team, it's important also to know that I'm not alone here. It's not me trying to flip all the switches and pull all the levers. I'm part of a very educated and experienced team that consists of 3 professional traders, and there's 4 of us behind the desks that work for the company. We outsource some of our help as well. But a quick introduction for the professional traders on our team is we have 2 futures traders. We have Mr. Craig Emery and David Kushner. These guys have developed their own style to be able to consistently extract profits from the markets on a consistent basis. We also have our professional options trader, David Wise, who's just incredible. He amazes me. He's able to consistently garner a 90% win rate, which, let me tell you something, is just amazing. You know, when I think about it, I think of, being able to do the impossible every single day in and day out. And just has such a calm, cool demeanor. And I really think that that's one of his secrets to his success, is the way he's able to keep his emotions in check. Behind the desks here at Right Line Trading, we have our college student is Mr. Brock Miller. He's my right-hand man. He's like, I'd be lost without Brock. He's really learned every facet of this company, and he's a tremendous help, not only in customer service, but to everybody on the team. We have our developers, Mr. Sergio Luque Rodriguez. He has his master's degree in computer science. He's been with Right Line Trading for about, coming up on 10 years now for Sergio. And I've been working with him the entire time he's been here. And let me tell you something, he's a genius. He's a brilliant coder. He can bring anything that we ask him to life. If he doesn't know how to do it, he'll learn to do it. He's a go-getter. It might not be something that he gets overnight, but he's a grinder. He will find a way to make it work. And he really, I've seen him go from being able to develop complex mathematical equations to mathematical modeling, algorithms. Now it's progressed to the next level with artificial intelligence. And I'm going to be talking about what he's developing next that's going to be available come right around November 1st. The owner of Right Line Trading, our team is led by Mr. Mark Miller. Mark also extremely gifted and intelligent guy. He has his MBA from Cal State. His expertise lies in automation and robotics. He is an engineer. He's also a U.S. Army vet. And I think what I respect the most about him are those core military values. He's a God-fearing man, but his honesty, transparency, integrity has been brought to the forefront of everything that we do here at Right Line Trading, and I really respect that about him. Along the way, we've built a beautiful community of traders. We've been around now for 14 years, And our main, like I mentioned, our number one priority is to distill honesty, transparency, and integrity into everything that we do here. A little bit about the voice that you hear behind the screen. My name's Rory Powers. I reside down in South Florida. I am a Syracuse University graduate. I'm an avid saltwater fisherman. And I love to trade the financial markets. I'm, to be quite honest with you and be frank, I'm really a terrible trader when it comes to discretionary trading. I let my emotions get the best of me. I'm a habitual stop squeezer. I just can't. It's like a knee-jerk reaction. I watch the P&L when I see I have some profits. I don't want to give them back. I want to bring them home with me. And I'll squeeze that trade out by bringing up my stop. But a little bit more about that in just a minute. My other passion is saltwater fishing. I absolutely love saltwater fishing. This is a recent fishing trip that Mark Miller, he's the owner of Right Line, Sergio, his nickname is Luque, and myself went fishing down in the Florida Keys. See, I live just a stone's throw away from the Keys. You can practically walk there. It's very close. And this was a beautiful day in the Keys. We caught some beautiful grouper and snapper. When the boat gets into the dock, you bring your fresh catch up into this restaurant you see here in the background, and they'll cook all the fish for it. Most delicious, freshest fish you've ever had. Now, every fisherman, and I do consider myself a fisherman, has a fish story, right? It's always the big one that got away. But my fish story today is the big one that didn't get away, the catch of a lifetime. My beautiful wife, Christelle, Haitian American. We've been married for going on 10 years now. And God has blessed me with really a very spiritual woman, a beautiful woman inside and out. And he's also blessed us with two beautiful little girls that just mean the world to both my wife and I. We have a 6-year-old and a 2-year-old that absolutely adore one another. They're best friends. So that's a little bit about me, the voice you hear behind the screen. So let's get on with it. The genesis of the AI auto trader. This is my favorite slide of the entire presentation because I know just how, and I know you do too, because I speak to a lot of you on the phone. And you know how this woman is feeling because we've all been there as traders. And I'm going to put, if a picture could say 1,000 words, since it's Friday afternoon, I'm going to condense it to about 100 words. This nice, conservative, professional woman has watched her trading account dwindle over the course of the last 4 to 6 months to almost nothing. And she has come to her bursting point. She's resorted to taking the sledgehammer out of the bottom drawer because she's absolutely convinced at this time, at this stage, that it's got to be a setup. There's got to be a conspiracy going on between the market makers, her broker, the prop firm. She's not sure who's involved in it, but the fix has got to be on because she just can't win. They get her stop every time. And now she has resorted to wanting to smash her sledgehammer right through her computer monitor. Ever felt that way? I know I sure have. And that feeling was really the genesis of these AI automated bots. Because we've all experienced problems as traders with consistency or making money. The most common mistake that traders make has to do with our human emotions. They call it having emotional issues. I was on an investor summit, and I always allude to a professional trader. His name is Chris Vermeulen, an extremely intelligent guy. He's based out in Canada. But he did a study on human personality traits and whether or not they lend well to being a good disciplined trader. And what Chris found in the course of his study was out of about 10 core personality traits that we all share as humans, only one or possibly two lend well to being a good disciplined trader. Those gentlemen that I introduced in my first slide that are professional traders, they're part of the minority. They happen to have been born with a gift from God to be a good trader. They have personality traits that gives them the ability to stay calm and focused and to channel out all those outside emotions that will come into play that sabotage our results. So chances are, if you've blown out several trading accounts, if you have a problem with consistency, if you suffer from what these professionals call emotional problems, you think of an emotional problem, you think of a guy that's mentally ill or a woman that's mentally ill, maybe on the side of the street that has an alcohol problem and just can't stop drinking, or has schizophrenia or something of that nature. You don't think of, somebody who's fully functioning to having, serious emotional issues. So with trading, it's a little bit different. And what they're referring to is having these personality traits that sabotage our trading. So that's what we're talking about. I'm sure we've also bought indicators that lag price or trading systems that prove a lack of proven trading methodology, but it all leads to the same desolate place of blowing out our trading accounts. And it's really been my team's commitment. I know my slide says my commitment, but it's really been my team's commitment to bring this to an end. You see, we've narrowed it down to two things that we believe are going to create trading success. Number one, because we suffer from these human personality traits that just don't lend well to being a good disciplined trader. Ideally, we would like to have software that can automatically get us in and out of these trades fully automated, full automation. Listen, the problem is when you do a presentation on an automated bot, the elephant in the room is always, it will always be all of the bots in the past that just didn't work, right? So that's why I flip-flop the order of these two things to create trading success. Number one, automation, I truly believe to be the key, but not just any automation. We have to have the proper tool set, the proper technology, the proper integration into that automation that's going to be able to dynamically change its own inputs. You see, back to the elephant in the room, previous automated bots, their inputs do not dynamically change. They're static. And what happens is they're trading in an environment that is changing on an hourly basis. Very quickly, we can go from a choppy, ranging market to a market that's trending and moving beautifully up or down in one direction. So we have to have a bot that will dynamically adjust its own inputs based on the current market conditions. And that's really what I'm going to be sharing and talking about here today, because our AI integration really does exactly that. It self-adjusts and self-optimizes based on the current trading environment. So the benefits of using our AI auto trader is it eliminates all of the human emotion. I like to refer to also, in addition to those emotional or personality traits that we have that don't lend well to being a good trader, we're humans. We make mistakes. Okay, I like to refer to it as slipping on a banana peel. Okay, What I'm referring to when I say, oh, I slipped on a banana peel, is I made a mistake. But you know what? We make light of it and make a joke out of it. But these are expensive mistakes. You know, I listen just today, a perfect example. I had 5 accounts. I made 250 across all 5 accounts. And then, like a bonehead, I slipped on a banana peel and forgot to turn off the trade copier. Right? I was done for the day. I hit my profit goal, and I should have turned off my copier. But what did I do? I left it running. I made a human error. And these are the human errors that we make that are very expensive. And over the course of a week, a month, and a year, they really add up to being a significant amount of money. So the benefits of using AI and automation is they eliminate human emotion, human error. They place the stop and profit target in the perfect location. There's no more mismanaging trades or closing early. And if you're a prop trader, we have bots that we've customized that will conform to those stringent requirements and rules that the prop firms make us conform to. So I want to show you the AI integration. Listen, unless you've been living under a rock, we happen to be in what I refer to and what many other professionals refer to is we are in the midst of an AI revolution. An AI revolution. A lot of people compare it to the invention of the automobile or the wheel. It's that big. There's a few trillion-dollar companies, and those companies that are trillion-dollar companies are the chip makers and the companies that are producing artificial intelligence. So I'd like to bring up one of my bots and open it up and show you how we are leveraging artificial intelligence. And you know, it's funny because this technology is working its way in to just about every sector of our economy. Energy, agriculture, education, transportation and logistics, manufacturing, finance. Did you know that 95% of large institutions, hedge funds, investment firms, they're trading with AI leveraged algos? They're not behind their desk clicking the mouse and pulling the trigger when they think it's a good entry. No, they have high-powered AI integration components that are, what they're doing is they have endpoints. They're learning, they're processing a lot of data. What they're doing is they're learning economic news reports that are being released, and that AI is processing that data, and within milliseconds, it's spitting out a trading plan based on whether that report was a hit or a miss, or an earnings report. When those, trillion-dollar companies or those, huge companies are reporting earnings that are going to move the market, these hedge funds and large institutions have AI integrations that are processing those earnings releases and making split-second entries to make the most money as fast as they can. They're way ahead of us as retail traders because they're technologically more advanced. So I'm going to show you where the way we're currently leveraging artificial intelligence, and then we're going to take a moment and discuss where we're going, because that's really the exciting part. So let me pull open a bot that I'm very familiar with. It's called the Power Play. And I'd like to just show you how we're using this AI integration. This is the bot. Okay, so this is the strategy parameters right here. And the way that we are currently leveraging artificial intelligence, each one of our bots runs in tandem with what we call a drone. They work as a team, the bot and the drone. They're trading the same instrument, the same bar type, the same data series, everything. The only difference between the two is the drone is trading 23 hours a day. It's trading throughout the entire session. And the reason it's trading the entire session is because what it's doing is it's sharing a database with the bot. And it's telling the bot via that database what times of the day it consistently makes profits. It's also telling the bot what the average true range of the market is. It will do a mathematical equation that's extremely complicated. Trust me on this. And what it's assessing is they call it the MFE and the MAE, or the average true range of the market. So it's going to mathematically place your stop and your profit target in the most ideal location based on the average true range of the market. It's also going to choose which trigger to take. This system has 4 different triggers, and on different type of trading environments, some of them do better than others. This has a self-learning component to it that will learn during which trading environment, which trigger works the best. And then we have, for our trade management, we use what we call our candlestick pattern recognition. The candlestick pattern recognition is one way that we helps us manage these trades. The system that, as you know, the charts are very symmetrical. There's certain candlestick patterns that reoccur throughout the trading session again and again. What this system will do is recognize certain candlestick patterns, and once they do appear, it will take immediate action based on what the reaction of the market has been in the past. So, for example, if we're in a long trade and all of a sudden we get a big, ugly, bearish engulfing candle, the system is going to immediately exit the trade and take profits on the trade. Okay. So a lot of these different ways that we are currently integrating artificial intelligence is for one reason and one reason only. And I'm going to tell you what it is. Our mandate as automated strategy developers, our number one mandate is to sidestep losing trades. We've got to be able to filter out the losers. It's our number one goal. Often at the expense of letting some winners pass us by, we have to filter out those losers, or we're just not going to be profitable. We would need a win rate that's through the roof, which we can't do. So these are the ways that we currently are able to filter out some of the losing trades. My bot will dynamically change the trading hours based on the performance of the drone. Remember, that drone is running all 23 hours, and it may find during the London Open that there's an hour or two that it does extremely well. So what is the bot going to do? It's going to put its first, and this is hard-coded in Eastern time. So if you're in the UK, don't worry. Or if you're in Australia or Singapore, or anywhere in the world, this is hard-coded for New York time, okay? So it might find, let's say at 4:30 in the morning, at 4:30 a.m. to about 6:30 a.m. during that London Open, that it does extremely well. So the bot will change its trading session hours to just those times for that session in the London session. Then it finds in the New York Stock Exchange between 10 a.m. and 12 p.m., it just crushes it. But other times of that trading session, it's hit or miss. It doesn't do that well. So it's only going to trade during the times of the day that it does the best, okay? And that's to filter out the losing trades. Now, I want to go just touch on the trade management because I promised that I would show you the Leapfrog integration, and I've got a video that's going to blow your mind. Not only does, this is important, this point here is important. There's two things that are very important that I want to make sure that I cover. The first one I just did, and that is the importance of filtering out the losing trades, right? The second thing that's very important is our risk to reward ratio, okay? We want our winners to be bigger than our losers. That's what kills us as futures traders. How many times have you been trading and you'll take a winner or two, you'll take 2 winners in a row and you're feeling great. You think today's the day, you're gonna run up to score some and make some money, only to pull in a loser on your next trade that wipes out those 2 winners that you just are so proud of. And it's just so deflating, and it hurts, it's painful. So the way that we manage these trades are also just as important as the triggers that get us in. So what I'm about to show you, I'm going to set up the video now, is something that we call our Leapfrog integration. And it's, I think, the most brilliant thing that we've created, one of the most brilliant things. With the trade management, the way it works is, let's say in this example, because I opened the bot and I really don't want to adjust these numbers. I should have brought the drone. In fact, let me bring the drone over. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Let me bring the drone over. So the drone, this is the one that's static. The bot, based on the true range of the market, will adjust it. It brought our profit target in a little, it brought our stop in a little, and it makes adjustments, and I don't want to skew that. So let me show you on the drone the trade management features that I'm going to be showing in the video. In this particular case, we're just trading one contract on the NASDAQ. We have a 60 tick stop. Okay, we're risking $300 on the minis or $30 on the micros if we're just trading one micro. Our profit target, however, is 100 ticks. So if it went 100 ticks, we would make 100 times 5 or $500. So we're risking 300 to make 500, which is a good ratio. However, what we have integrated is what we call our Leapfrog. And our Leapfrog is tied to our profit window. What happens with our profit window is, you could see the value is 25. What that means is, if my first profit target is 100 and my profit window is 25, what that means is, once price gets within 25 ticks of my profit target, or plus 75, what's going to happen is my stop is going to automatically fly up to 25 ticks below price, which is plus 50. So right when I get into my profit window, my stop flies up and it locks in 50 ticks of profit at that point. Now, because I have this Leapfrog enabled, I have a value of 25. What it's going to do is, as a bracket, as the trade matures, if I'm in a long trade, and that's the video I'm going to show you is in a long move, and you see these, sometimes we get moves on the NASDAQ that are tremendous. But what's going to happen is, my stop and my profit target do what we call a leapfrog. That means that they both jump up. The stop jumps up and locks in more profit. The profit target jumps up and gives it more room to continue to mature to the upside. And now it's in a never-ending loop. We're hoping it's never ending, but there's only one way out of the loop, and that's for it to come back and hit our stop, okay? It will continue to go up and allow the trade to mature, locking in profits along the way until it hits our stop. So I'm going to bring over this video and show you how exciting this truly is. This was on my live stream just this week, and I'm going to try to put it in full screen mode if I can find it. Full screen. Here we go. So you can see I'm just setting up the trade. I'm on the power play. It's going to be the chart on the right. And you can see my stop is still at minus 60. And right now my P&L is 240, so price is at plus 49, okay, or 48. So I'm going to go ahead and play the tape, and you're going to see what's going to happen. You're going to see once I get to plus 75, my stop is going to automatically pop up. We've got no upside resistance. I've got some running room. So that's what I'm just saying in the tape now, that if this matures to the upside, we've got some room. Let me see if I can speed it up just a little. Well, let's let it play out. The trade picks up speed, I assure you. So now it's coming up into our profit window. Now this is all done in full automation. Now, bam. Now my profit targets and my stop are leapfrogging. You can see my stop. It keeps it, with just about a 25 tick of wiggle room, of breathing room. So it's pretty tight. It's not going to come back on us and wipe out our, gains. That's what I really love about it. And we can control exactly how much room we want to give it. We don't have to trail it as tight as I am now. We can even give it more room. Remember, though, I'm very conservative. Now, you can see this trade just continues to run to the upside. And let me tell you something. Having these home run trades makes a tremendous difference in the trajectory of our equity curve. At the end of the week, at the end of the month, at the end of the year, letting these winners run makes such a big difference. It'll erase 2 losers. One winner could erase 2 or 3 losers with this leapfrog. I think on this particular trade, it was a $1,500 trade. We were risking 300. That's a 5-to-1 risk to reward ratio. Then if we have a 50% win rate, it's extremely profitable. So this trade management feature, I really want to, and I spoke with one of our new members, Sonia. We're going to get together and we're going to make some more conservative strategies. And what we're going to do is we're going to go for much more modest profit targets. And we're going to use this leapfrog to lock in our profits and give it the potential to keep running. So the thing just continued to leapfrog higher and higher, and went on to make like a $1,500 winning trade. But I think everybody sees now exactly how this leapfrog works. Okay. Yes, those are Unirenko bars, Hugh. Those are really big bars. Those are 20 U's, 20 Unirenkos. A Unirenko, as you know, is calculated in ticks. Calculated in ticks. It really smooths out the chart. And you can see how beautiful this trend is just to the upside. Okay, let me keep moving. But that's, I think, is one of the greatest trade management features that we've ever developed. and we call it the leapfrog. So we have the ability to put that leapfrog in every single one of our bots. We can add that leapfrog. Okay. So let's talk about very briefly. This is just a recap of what we've already covered. We discussed the candlestick pattern recognition, the bot and the drone, how it optimizes the trading hours. And I always like to give real life examples. Let me show you an example of how the bot and drone works. This is the drone looking, excuse me, just a moment. This is the performance of the drone over the last month from September 17th to October 17th today. So you would see the performance of minus 17,000, and you would say, throw this, I'm never trading this thing. I'd be crazy. It's losing 17,000. But if we take a look at the bot, which is working in tandem with the drone, now look at this. The bot has turned a lemon of a performance into lemonade by filtering out the times of the day that it does poorly. If we look at our analysis, we see that this bot only trades between 9:30 and 10:30. For 1 hour out of the day, it does well. The first hour of the New York Stock Exchange being open. It's consistently profitable. So what does the bot do? The bot only trades during that 1 hour of the day, and the rest of the time, it's not going to put you into a trade. It's going to sit on its hands. So that's a perfect example of how this bot drone works with the time optimization that's done automatically. So by looking at the average true range, it's going to put your stop and profit targets in the most ideal locations, and it's going to trigger the signal. There's 4 triggers, A, B, C, and D. It's going to pick the ideal trigger for the current trading environment. Now, I want to touch bases on where we're headed, because on November 1st, we're going to be releasing, and we have a firm date now, which I'm so happy about. You have no idea. It's not easy. We're really working on new cutting edge integrations that really nobody's really using. I think that the large hedge funds and institutions have access to it, but we're kind of copying the same technology that they're using. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be using ChatGPT. We've created an API that has endpoints that's going to be actively scanning global news, social media, earnings reports, economic data, those economic news reports, and it's also going to be connected to your NinjaTrader database to look at your historical trade performance. And it's going to be able to gauge sentiment by learning the outcome of those economic news reports or earning reports, and it's going to be able to anticipate market shifts in milliseconds. Listen, this whole trading game is a game of milliseconds, I assure you. But we're going to be able to get into these trades so much faster than our competitors, it's ridiculous. It's really a breakthrough that combines speed, automation, and deep market intelligence. Retail traders, our members, are finally going to have access to the kind of AI-powered sentiment analysis. It's going to have strategy refinement that self-optimizes, and it's going to do around-the-clock monitoring. That's the same technology that institutions rely on. So it's really going to be a game changer in trading technology. And we can't wait to be able to release it. What the delay has been, to be transparent, and I think I've been talking about it for a month or two, so I think I should be honest. We're 90% there. What happens with the AI is we're learning that sometimes they call it AI hallucinations, where just maybe 9 times out of 10 it'll do perfect and everything is just exactly right. But then 1 out of 10 it'll give us something that makes absolutely no sense. It's not based on any real data. And that's the 1 out of 10 that we're filtering out and correcting. We don't want to deliver that type of trading recommendations that's based on a hallucination, right? So before we can release it, we've got to get that corrected. Sergio committed to November 1st, and when he makes a commitment to a date, that means he's got it. That means he's got it, and he's just testing it. Because why I also really feel confident, because I've worked with Sergio a long time, I know how he works. He also said, and we're not going to release it in stages. He says we're going to be able to release the closed loop, which is the closed loop. What he's referring to is that it has the API with all the endpoints that are connected to those outside sources. So that's really where, our goal. And what he told me this morning is November 1st, we're going to have it. So I really got excited about it, and I wanted to share it with you. So that's where we are with the update. So let's talk about numbers. I'm a numbers guy, I got to tell you. I feel much more comfortable with numbers, and I understand numbers. So let me share with you the best performing bots. We have a beautiful portfolio of strategies that is very diversified, not only in instruments. Just to name the instruments very quickly that we're trading currently are the futures index equities, very liquid instruments. The disparity between the bid and the ask is minuscule. We can get in and out with the very little latency, which is what we need. So we have the E-mini, the S&P 500, the ES, the NQ, the Dow. We currently don't have one running on the Russell. We also are on crude oil and gold. Crude oil and gold. Look at this. My 20U Mack truck is in a beauty. Let me show you this trade. This is on the 20 Unarenko. The 20 Unarenko just found this short trade. And it's working its way down. It should be in the profit window very shortly. If it pushes down a little bit further. But the bots are still trading. They trade right up until the session end. I was hoping we could see it get into the profit window while we were on here. Let's give it another second, see if it works. Now, there's nothing stopping you, if you wanted, of taking profits. It's totally up to you. I mean, we can make these adjustments to the ATMs to make them much more conservative. That's what Sonia and I were discussing. See, this, in my mind, the leapfrog on this ATM would be much more effective. We probably would have gotten stopped out, but we wouldn't give it the possibility of giving back too much money. Where if it doesn't get in our profit window, it might give back a little too much. So with that leapfrog, it gives us the ability to still go for a home run because it's going to be leapfrogging, but also lock in, continuously be locking in profits as the trade matures to the downside. I'll keep an eye on it and bring it back over. I don't want to keep you too late. So from April 1st to September 26th, the 150 range RJ is up just under $9,900. $9,900. That's over the course of 3 or 4 months. Very consistently, it's up just under 10 grand. That's trading a 150 range bar. So not only do we have a diverse instruments that we're trading on, but also on time frames that we trade them on. 150 range is a big bar. This was the drone that's trading 23 hours a day. It seems the more this one trades, the better off it is. Was up 20,000. From March 1st to September 26th, one of our most powerful bots runs on the ES30 range. Our 1-2 punch, our most profitable bots, are the ES and the NASDAQ. The ES and the NASDAQ. Now, what it just did, let me show you, is price started coming back on me. So what it did was it did what we call a smart stop on the candlestick pattern recognition. It had a bearish engulfing candle that came out, and it immediately took profits on the trade and exited on a smart stop. And that's a good example of one of the ways that we can manage these trades. And for prop traders, we have customized bots that trade either an evaluation or a funded account. An eval, if you have to get an eval, we have a shortcut. It's called the 1-day pass. It's extremely aggressive. You have to know going in what the odds of winning are. It's about 1 out of 3. Statistically, it averages out to about 33%, but it's a Hail Mary trade. We put on 10 contracts, or the maximum number of contracts that your prop firm allows, and we go for a profit target, the minimum excursion, in order to reach your profit goal to pass that evaluation. And in one trade, you're either going to pass or fail. If the prop firm is running a 90% discount, this is a really nice way to go. Otherwise, you'd probably want to go to something a little more consistent and sustainable than the 1-day pass. The 1-day pass, my slide says 61%. Listen, I answer the phones here. I want you to know that it's more likely to be 33%. In fact, you could lose 3 trades in a row. Look at this, it's right back in long. You could lose 3 trades in a row. It's just how trading works. Or you could win 3 in a row. But it averages out to about 33% is what you'll win or lose. This is that 20U right back long. So it caught a nice trade short, and now it's going for a home run long. So whether the market goes up or down, these bots have the ability to do extremely well. Now, I've also been using these bots to trade PA accounts. I trade the PA accounts on YouTube, and I was up over 40,000. I'm a little bit under that now, but right about that, very close to that. And that was over the course of from January 15th to October 10th. I use usually what I do is I use a trade copier, and I'll copy the bot that's performing the best. Early on, I was using the power play every day. Now I'm kind of switching between the ones that are performing the best. And I'll use a trade copier. And if I make between $250 or $500 a day, I stop trading. Now, if I get into a beautiful trade on one of those leapfrogs, obviously I'm going to let it run. So I have the ability to make even more there. Now it just kicked in in my profit window on that trade. And you could see now it squeezes it. So now I can't give back more than I have the opportunity to win. So on this particular trade now, I think I either make 500 or 750. But we can really, we have the ability to do our trade management strategy with the use of that leapfrog and make it, really interesting and give it the ability to lock in profits much sooner and continue to mature on the way up with that leapfrog integration. So we also have strategies that are much more conservative that can be used to trade a funded account or a PA account. One of the most common questions I get is, hey, can I trade my prop account with this? Absolutely. The answer is yes. I've read a lot of terms and conditions, and I highly recommend you doing the same before using a bot with a prop firm. But from what I've read, I know Apex does allow them. They do, and you will get a payout. I've read other firms that they have language that prohibits the use of bots, but then when they define what a bot is, they refer to it as a high frequency trading bot. A high frequency trading bot. That's you're in and out of the trades in seconds. That's not what we have here. You could see that we are in these trades sometimes for several minutes on the NASDAQ. On the E-mini, sometimes several hours we're in these trades. So not only is it me that's having success, we have several members that have also been doing extremely well. One of our members, Judy, is kind of living the dream for a retiree. In fact, I pray to God it's me living a similar lifestyle. You see, what Judy does is she's a traveler. She has on her bucket list all of these beautiful places around the world that she wants to see in her lifetime. And now that she's retired, she's making it a reality. And the way she's been doing it is she travels with her portable trade station. This was a picture that she shared with us, our group, our community in Discord. She was on a Mediterranean cruise off the coast of Italy, and she was joining us right in our YouTube live stream via the use of Starlink with the satellites for her Wi-Fi that gives her a strong enough signal to trade while she's anywhere in the world, even in the middle of the ocean in the Mediterranean. The next month she was in Dubai. Then she was in Vietnam, and she goes from beautiful location to beautiful location, and she's funding it partially with her trading. We have Simon from the UK. We have many members from the UK that really brought home the bacon. This day he made over $16,000 in one trading session. And that's really the excitement that these bots bring. They really have the potential and the ability to really run up the score, especially when you're able to scale up. These results that I'm showing you here today, these are from one trading session, trading one contract. Now, if we scaled up, once we build our trading account up and now we have their money in our account and we go from one contract to two contracts or three contracts, or one account to three accounts to 5 accounts to 20 accounts, we have the ability to bring home the money that we've always dreamed of when we first started trading. It becomes a reality. Simon made $16,000 that day. Limit Up is another member. Steve Cherry. Ron N. Ron N is one of our original members, a Vietnam vet. He told me, and he typed it in the chat, he made 10 grand trading gold. Listen, gold has been on fire. Gold is not our most consistent bot, but there's certain times that this gold, you can't stop it. It just runs up the score. And having it in our toolbox and trading it at those times only that it does well can be very lucrative. Ron made 10 grand in one day trading that gold bot. Suzanne is a leader in our Discord. I've found that, listen, our female members are really the leaders of our community. They're the most responsive. They're the most willing to help and share information. Not that the men aren't. We have some really great members that are men, but a lot of credit to our females. So the special that we're able to offer this weekend, we're going to do the 50% on the lifetime. The AI Auto Trader, this is going to include, it's important to know, this is going to include all updates to the AI Auto Trader. So when we release an update to this system, you're going to receive it free of charge. Excuse me. It also includes all of the chart templates. We have the most beautiful chart templates that you get with this that provides you just dynamite signals for entries. We also share with you ATM strategies to manage the trades. If you're trading and you're watching the bots trade and you say, hey, I want to take this trade now, you can always enter a trade on a discretionary basis based on the indicator analysis that you're seeing. We have beautiful indicators that these bots are leveraging that are fractal indicators, multi-time frame indicators. So all of the chart templates, all of the strategy templates, all of the prop trading templates are all part of my special offer for the weekend. We're going to get you into Discord. We're going to provide you with ongoing customer, ongoing support. We're going to do the fast, easy installation and get you up and running. You'll be running by Monday. If you order over the weekend, we'll have you up and running on Monday. You are going to get all the prop trading templates. It's about a $16.99 value. Those will be included in this price. So your monthly membership instead of $5.99 is $4.99. Let me make sure Brock is here and put it in. Yes, he is here. Thank you, Brock. And for the lifetime membership is normally $49.99. It's going to be $24.99 on a 50% discount this weekend. Now, these prices after November will go up. I assure you that. So it's a great time to get started now. I also want to mention the current trading environment. It's picking up steam, and let me tell you, we are not in the dog days of summer anymore. The market is flying. This week has been a really exciting week trading these bots, and that's part of a very important part of the equation is the trading environment. If we're in a miserable ranging market that's not moving, it's very difficult to make money. On the other hand, if we're in a very volatile market with interest rate cuts and these tariff threats coming out and these daily news reports that are acting as catalysts to really move this market and provide us with incredible trading opportunities. So I really think that it's a perfect time, knowing everything that's happening behind the scenes, seeing what the trading environment is, it's a great time to get started. I see a lot of questions. If I don't get time to answer your questions during this presentation, please put your name and your number in the chat box, and I will give you a call. I'll do my best to answer your questions. I'll give you a call and do my best to answer any questions that you might have. So I just want to end with this. It's important to know that I showed a slide of my trade performance over the course of this entire year. It's important to know that I am a terrible trader, and I'm not just saying it, I mean it. I've blown out dozens of trading accounts. Left to my own devices, I can find a way to blow up an account 10 times before noon. and I'm proven that I will blow my trading account. These bots have been a turning point in the trajectory of my trading career, and I believe that they can be for you as well. So I encourage you to take advantage of the offer, and let's ride this AI revolution together. I hope everybody has a blessed rest of your weekend. Remember, please put your name and your phone number in the chat box, and I will give you a call and do my best to answer your questions. Have a great weekend, everybody. Stay blessed, everyone. Hope to see you on the right edge of the chart next week. So long, everyone.